It's Miguel from Singing Tree Flutes and Maggie. Boy, we just had a crazy little fun thing happen with a technical issue. So, how do you see if anybody's there joining us?
Let's see. I feel like there's a number right next to the hand.
Is there anybody there with us yet?
A 0.
Okay, well, we're just going to start playing around and seeing. Why don't you come over here then? Get your little seat to the chat. We really hope people join us. We really hope that we didn't miss you because we're about 8 minutes late or something like that. But we'll just kind of see who chimes on. Oh, well, we're 10 minutes late. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got one person live with us.
Hey.
Why don't you pull up that, see if you can get that chat going. Hey, we're a little bit late, so whoever that is out there, we're sorry. We're going to start looking at the chat in a second here once we can see this live. Yep, there it is, and we're still muted over there, aren't we?
I think so. Now we're muted.
Yeah, we had a little technical issue, so okay, more people are chiming on there. What's that number now?
Right now it's showing 0.
Oh, I can't see. I think I see 4. I'm trying to look over there.
Oh, interesting.
Let me just see. Yeah, I see 4. So hi. Why don't you guys give us a hello in the chat? Can you put a hello in the chat there?
I did right here. Yep.
Okay. Can you guys give us a hello if you want to tell us your name and see who's there with us? We're sorry we're late. We are supposed to be having an interview style for the first half of this, and we had it all set up super, super sweet, but there was a technical issue on the side of the person doing the interview. And so we even did a practice, sound check, and all that stuff, and then when it came down to it, there was a glitch getting on YouTube Live. But that's okay. We've done this before, so we can definitely entertain you guys and have a good time here.
We got an angel saying hello.
Hey, Angel, how you doing? That name's not ringing a bell. I wonder if you're a customer. We're gonna play some music here in one sec. A Rooney. Yep, there's a couple more people joining. I think I see 5 up there. Yep. And it's not showing you here the number?
See,
That's just likes. How about guys, give us a like if you're here with us, and then we'll see how many likes we get. But that's okay, because we just got to know that this chat's working, because later on we're doing a live sale. We have some beautiful instruments with some pretty righteous discounted flutes. If you're here for that, you few that are on here, if you're here for that, I want to let you know now, in order to qualify for the couple of gifts that we are giving away tonight, a couple of those gifts, in order to qualify for them, you're going to have to at least make a small donation, $1, or we have a couple of different tiers for winning flutes that are going to be announced on Monday. But anything that we're offering on big discounts today, and the giveaways that we're going to have a little bit later, are all set to, in order for you to enter, you need to give us your email address after we get to that part, to prove that you have made a donation on the Wawa website. And so Maggie is going to put the link to Wawa in the chat right now, so that even during this thing, you can go to that. Yep, that's the right one, Singing Tree Flutes. And we decided we're going to start here with some music and play a little bit, and we're just going to give it a few more minutes because we just had that little issue, and we want to wait for some more people to chime on here. Yeah.
All right, it's pinned to the top, so we'll be there always.
Okay, she pinned it to the top. So the link to Wawa, it's the nonprofit organization that is actually put together by some close friends of mine. They're people that we do ceremonies with, and the purpose of this nonprofit, is to raise funds to help support Indigenous ceremonies. And so we'll see, hopefully in a little bit here, they'll figure out their issue, and we'll get on here on the interview style. If not, I'll just talk to you and explain to you what Wawa is, what it is that my involvement is with that a little bit, and then you can ask us questions in the chat, stuff like that.
We got 7 views so far.
Cool, sounds good to me. I think we're gonna start by playing some music. So why don't you guys just chill out and relax and listen. And again, you're interested in supporting this nonprofit, which hopefully you heard about before you even got on here, and you haven't yet, just go to that link while we're playing this music here, and any donation is really appreciated. Before I play music, I will remind you guys that anybody who enters um, or makes a donation on the Wawa website, Monday morning, Sunday, I'm going to find out who the winner of these two flutes are. So if you make a donation, your email is automatically entered into a raffle to win one of these flutes. Any donation of any amount, a dollar, $5, $10, enters you to win this beautiful G minor beginner flute, which I'll demonstrate a little bit later, and or any donation of $50 or more enters you to win this beautiful F sharp 432 hertz cherry flute with walnut eagle head totem on there. Beautiful, beautiful flute. I'll demonstrate that later as well. And the winner of those two flutes is going to be announced on Monday. So we appreciate all your support, and we'll play some music and share a little bit more in a little bit. All right, how was that? Did you guys like that? I hope you like that. Oh, we got more people on there now. Let's see, it says something like
Hello
10
from
people.
Holland.
Oh, I wonder who that is. I know that we have some international folks going on here. We really appreciate you guys chiming in. So did we get a text from that guy?
We have not gotten a text yet. that
Okay.
I've seen. I don't know.
All good. Not too much to our surprise, but we had some technical issues starting this thing, so we were a little bit late. Again, we're going to say sorry to you guys for that. And we have to fly by the seat of our pants, which I'm pretty good at that, in all honesty. You know, and that's kind of related to a little bit what we're talking about today. And there's this little joke around the ceremony scene with me that sometimes after a sweat lodge or some of the ceremonies we do this one time, and then it kind of spread. This guy says, "Hey Miguel, I got a new spiritual name for you, Long Wind." So that being said, I don't think we'll have a problem filling up 30 minutes of your time in this what was supposed to be the interview section of our deal here. You think?
I think we'll be just fine.
Okay, good. So if you don't know Maggie, there's Maggie again. Hi, she's been with Singing Tree Flutes for
4-ish years.
4-ish years. Yep, the longest of all the people. Well, we got Mike Cap. He's behind the scenes now, and he's making his own flutes, which we sell on our website. But yeah, she's been here for a while, since before I had this place.
Yeah.
Great friend, great human being, amazing young lady. And I do want to say to you guys that we might have a couple little interruptions today. We'll see if the interview guy comes. I have a sweetheart. I haven't really even shared that in public, but my sweetheart Chrissy, she's going to be coming home from work. She lives here now. We've been together for 10 months, and I'll tell you, this lady, just ask her, she knows. She is very special. We are like two peas in a pod. So if we're lucky, we'll get her to peep on in here and say hello. But you may hear the door. You may hear our dog barking when she comes to the door, because he tends to do that. So bear with all this, in-house things that we're going to be having going on. But so what did I say? I was gonna elaborate on something.
Yes, it was how the ceremony came to be at one point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think it was her age too. That was something that made me think of it. 20, no, she's now 30 years
Yes.
old. And so that's about how long that I've been involved in Indigenous ceremonies. I would say super heavy into them, meaning it's become a way of life for me for, I'll just call it 25 years. That's an easy estimate. And then there's a ceremony called a Sundance. It's one of the big dances we do. That's the more popular name. If we were being more accurate, we would call that the thirsty dance or the hunger thirsty dance. There's a story that goes along with that. Maybe I'll share that with you. But I keep track of how long I've been a part of the Sundance family by the age of my daughter, because the first year I danced, she was in the womb, right? And so she is now going to be 23, which means 24 years I've been going to that Sundance, and it's a really big part of my life. I was asked to help keep that ceremony alive, so I'm one of the call it intercessors, or they call it, use the term Sundance chief or whatever, which, or Ogama, they say that, that's an Ojibwe word that basically that translates to the counter. It's my job to count the people. And then my other friend there who's in ceremonies, he says, it's also my job to make sure the people know that they count. That's why I'm the counter.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like that.
But yeah, so the flutes, I'm going to tell that first story about how the flute came into my reality and how that coincides with these ceremonies. And so the flute journey's been since before Maggie was alive, for sure. I've been making flutes, I think, age 23.
Okay.
And I'm 52 now. I don't know, so is that quite 30 years yet? No, it's just about there, 29, 30 years. So somewhere in there, I learned how to make flutes. And so I was a young guy, I was kind of a hippie traveling around, and I was really in a, how do you say that, spiritual awakening part of my life. I'd say post high school, my past was kind of like, call it thuggish, or I don't know, I was, partying and being bad. I don't need to get in all that, but making choices that weren't in alignment with who I truly am, let's just say that. I always have been a spiritual person. I was raised spiritual, my family's spiritual, and it was always in there in my heart and everything, but I wasn't living in alignment with who I am, and I knew that. So luckily, at a young age, I kind of shifted gears, and so I'd say about age 20, I really made some big shifts in my life and really started walking more on a spiritual path, more on a spiritual path, and learning what that is for me, because I feel like it's different for everybody, that's some of our indigenous teachings, actually. So I'm traveling around, and I was a craftsperson. I made dream catchers, I made some clothing, I made some hand carved pipes and leather work, all sorts of like crafts, hemp jewelry. That was a big hippie thing back in the day. Boy, you should have seen me. I used to go to rainbow gatherings, and I looked like Mr. T with all my hemp jewelry just hanging down, just stacked. Yeah, it was pretty funny. We had some style back then. Yeah, and we probably needed a few extra showers in there too, but that's okay. So we're traveling around, and I went to Albuquerque, New Mexico to meet up with a friend there. And there was a guy I met. His name was David Hoover. And he did a trade with me for some of my other crafts for my first flute. And he gave me the same 3 lessons that are on my website, that are on my YouTube channel, of how to play the flute. Just 3 basic little teachings. And it was about a flute, like pretty much exactly like the one I just played here, about an F minor flute, had a hummingbird on it. It was made of redwood. And that was my first flute. And with those 3 lessons, within like days, I was playing pretty good melodies. I was like finding my flow and finding my musicality within it. And it was really, really quick for me to be able to, play musically. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And feel inspired playing it and like pray with the flute in that way. Really, really quick. And so I was probably there in Albuquerque for a couple of weeks. And then right from then, my journey, and I was with a woman, Rebecca. We were traveling together at the time, Rebecca Lizaldi. And from there, we went up to Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's about 2 hours north from Albuquerque. And we went to a place called Trader Jack's Flea Market. Trader Jack's Flea Market. And at that spot, we were, again, it's a place that you can buy all sorts of handcrafted items and gemstones and things like that. And we were over there, and I saw some guy. And this guy had a cowboy hat on, he had long hair, had a beard a little bit, and he had a buffalo robe laying in his booth with a little 5-year-old boy sleeping on that buffalo robe. And then a stack of flutes, just like one rack of flutes, just sitting in there with probably, 15, 20 flutes on it. And I just went over there and I played one of his flutes, and he really liked it. And I just kind of said hi, played it, said thank you, and moved on and went back to my booth where I was vending. And then Rebecca went back over there and they started chatting. He said, that guy really can play well. He would be able to sell flutes if he learned how to make them. And so from there, he actually just invited me to his house. He's like, I live in Del Norte, Colorado, 3 hours north of here. If you want to learn how to make flutes, you guys can come by. And we're just free spirited, living in a van, cruising around, and that was kind of how we lived, just off of kind of faith. Where are we going to be led next? And so, of course, we went to this guy's place, and he just gave us written directions. No GPS back then. Dang, no cell phones, no nothing. If I wanted to say hi to the family, it was with a quarter on a payphone. Yep, the old days. Anyway, so he gave us written directions to his place, and it was like 15 miles down this gravel road into the national forest. He had a private property, but it was bordering national forest, and it was all just high desert land, probably like Durango, Colorado. The biggest trees were like juniper trees, only about 15 feet tall, and a lot of sagebrush. Really, really beautiful, open, high desert mountains, down this bumpy, bumpy gravel road. Golden eagles everywhere on that site. So, got to his place, and he lived totally off the grid. He had a cabin that he had built off of recycled materials, mostly that he got from people he knew from town that would drop off construction material. Basically, it was a quote unquote free dumping site for people who, contractors and whatnot, where they could drop stuff off. He would in turn use that material to build his home. So he had this home, he had an outhouse outside, he had no electricity, no running water, and that's how he lived, you know? And then, yeah, I mean, probably more primitive than anybody watching today has probably experienced. My family came from stuff like that in Puerto Rico too. Maybe we'll talk about that. But then, that he invited us. We went over there, and he said that we could stay for a little bit. And I didn't know until I got there that he was what they call a pipe carrier. And that term, again, what the theme of tonight is, to raise money for indigenous ceremonies, specifically Plains Native ceremonies. Pipe carrier is a term that we use for people that carry a pipe, that have been passed traditionally the right to conduct ceremonies. And so he was a pipe carrier for the people, and he had a sweat lodge on his property, and he asked if we wanted to do this. Of course I wanted to do that. And so he had a teepee, and he set up that teepee, and we got out of our van, Rebecca and I, and we stayed in this teepee while they stayed in the house. And I don't, it's hard to remember, like, time wise what it was, 2-3 weeks or whatever it was. And we stayed there and learned how to make flutes. And yes, he did use power tools for some of it. So he had a garage that a friend let him use in town. So he'd drive into town, use the power tools for that part of the flute making process. And then the rest was just done by hand. So that was that. So again, back to the subject at hand here, flutes and ceremonies. So these things came hand in hand. This guy, John Eagleheart, was what they called him. He taught me the art of flute making and also introduced me into the first time I ever did a sweat lodge ceremony. Okay, so the sweat lodge was just super life changing for me. And I guess I'll get totally candid with you. That's the way that I am. I used to smoke a lot of weed back then. I don't smoke weed anymore. I'm a sober kind of guy. That's part of our ceremonies. They're all like, it's a big sobriety group. A lot of people in recovery, et cetera, et cetera. Back then, I did smoke, and I remember very clearly thinking, I don't want to do that when I have this experience. And I chose not to do that, even though I smoked kind of a lot back then. But I didn't. I chose to go in there totally sober and have that experience. And it blew me away, man, in that completely dark place with those warm grandfathers, those stones, and those sacred songs. And it just took me somewhere.
Hmm.
And so while I was on that land and I was learning how to make those flutes, I did 4 sweat lodges there while I was there. And each time that I had that sweat, um, and at this time I was young and I was like into like spirit guides and things and my meditations and certain things like that. And after that sweat, I would go outside and I would look across this butte and I would visualize one of those spirit guides being on top of that hill, and he would point a certain direction, and I would just walk into the forest that direction. So each of the 4 sweats, I went on like a little journey, a little what would you call that, spirit walk into the forest each time, and each time I received a gift from the spirits or from the creator or whatever. And the first thing that I got, the first gift that I got was a pronghorn antelope horn that I found. I was just walking, and I got this pronghorn antelope horn, which I come from the East Coast, you know what I mean? I never seen a pronghorn until I started traveling. It was really special to me. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. So I got that horn. Then the next sweat, powerful sweat. I barely even remember the sweats now, but I remember these journeys. Then after that second one, that second sweat, I went on that walk and went the direction that I could see that guy pointing. And then I that time came face to face with a pronghorn, another one, but it was live, and it was like, you know, 10 yards max away, 10 yards, and it just stood there and just stared at me. And it was like that connection. I'm sure at least a few of you that are on here have had them nature connections where you're just right there with something and you're feeling that relationship happening. That happened. That was really special to me. Third sweat, it was a rattlesnake. First time I ever came into a rattlesnake, and that guy, he was little. Little did I know back then that they're the most venomous. But I was like, oh, this guy's so cute. And he was all coiled up under a rock going, I was like, hey, little buddy. Oh, man, I was so happy. Cute little rattlesnake. But, yeah, and that was really special. And that was the first one I've ever seen. Fourth sweat lodge, fourth gift. I walked on that land and I found a golden eagle feather. There was golden eagle feathers all over. Can you grab one of those? Is that too hard?
Yeah.
Um, there's golden eagle feathers or golden eagles all over this property. Most I've ever seen in one spot still to this day. And this feather was like an under feather. It wasn't one of the primary feathers. It was an under feather. Thanks. It was an under feather, and that. How do I say that? So I can tell now because I know bird anatomy. It was a tail feather. It was one of what they call plume feathers. Actually, hand me that one too. That one hanging there. So it was like this. This is a plume. This is actually from a bald eagle. But you see that fuzzy one? There's 2 feathers here, but that fuzzy one in the front. This plume feather, and the tip here was super gold, and it was like that big. It was bigger than an orange. It was a really, really big thing. And the plume, this fuzz, came out like 8 inches on each side. It was the most beautiful, soft, sacred little feather that I've ever seen, man. And so what that represented to me was it was a baby feather. It was a baby feather. It represented something new coming to me. I can put that back. Something new coming to me. The birth of something. And little did I know that the birth of these ceremonies and the birth of the flutes and how much of a part of my life that would be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually, one of my flute customers that I found, or that came and started buying flutes over the years, little did I know, 20 years later, had reached out to me and post my visit with John Eagleheart, was married to him for a matter of years.
Oh.
And so I got the kind of catch up of the kids and that little boy who was 5 years old on the buffalo robe, and then Jessica, who ended up winding up traveling with me and Rebecca for a while. All this stuff, but I got the update and I did find out that he passed away. But I always think about him and think if he could only see what, you know, that little 2 weeks that he offered to me and how that impacted my life and the world in that sense. You know what I mean? Because all of the people that benefit off of our flutes and our spirituality. I mean, it's a big impact. That's just a little reminder to all of us that you never know how you're touching a person when you do something kind or you're generous, that the impact it has on the world, you know, that ripple effect that it has. And he's one of a few in my life. There's a good handful for me, but like major impact, that just that generosity of sharing those ceremonies with me and sharing the flute making with me has impacted the world, really, you know, because some of you are from all over the world over here. Yeah, so
East Coast.
yeah, so special shout out to John Eagleheart, who's in the spirit world now, and thank you for sharing that with us, you know. And so how much time have I been chatting? How long was that story? Was that 20 minutes?
Probably about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, I had her pass this on now because, as I said, we got involved in indigenous ceremonies, you know what I mean? And that golden eagle feather was the birth. You know, I actually have two names that were given to me by my indigenous elders, Francis Eagleheart Cree, another Eagleheart, go figure. Francis Eagleheart Cree, very, very well known and highly respected Ojibwe elder who's now passed. Max Defender, who is my grandpa, my mushum, we call him, my mushum, Ojibwe. He's the one that he didn't take me to, but allowed me to go to his reservation, the Turtle Mountain Reservation, to fulfill the prayers that I had in his dance. He was the Sundance chief there. He's the one that passed that dance to me and keep that lineage alive that originated in the 1800s. Maybe I'll tell that story too if you guys don't get bored of me speaking. But these eagle feathers are a big part of our ceremony, so they're in my life a lot now, and I remember that. Anyway, those two guys, both of them gave me a spiritual name, and the first guy gave me Sangi Ganuanini. That is that means strong eagle. That was the first year I danced at that dance. And that old guy, Francis Cree, he was probably 88, 89 at the time. And at the end of that, during that ceremony, he gave me that name. And then at the end, he called me over, because part of our ceremonies is always to have a giveaway at the end there of our dance. And he says, "Strong Eagle, Oregon." And then I came over there, and his little grandbabies gifted me a Chief Joseph robe Pendleton blanket that I still have, and it's actually on our Sundance altar today. You know, and again, that was I guess 24 years ago or so. And then so that was a golden eagle name, and I got that eagle feather from that first day that I had that fourth sweat, that first introduction to these ceremonies. And then I moved away to Colorado for a while, and before I left, Mushum Max, he also gave me a spiritual name. And the reason why I actually asked for that name from him, just to honor him as my grandpa, because I was leaving and I just wanted to tell him that I love him. And the tradition is that when they give you these names, that you become their relative or you become their grandchildren, you know. And so he gave me that name, Gnu Makwa, which is eagle bear. And what he told me he saw in that sweat lodge that gave me that name was he saw in that sweat, he saw a golden eagle fly over and grab the shoulders of a bear and to try to fly away with him.
Mm.
And so to me, the name is the same name. It was just strong eagle and eagle bear is to me the same name, just a different interpretation by two different, men that I love and respect. And about those names too, that tradition and how that works, that name isn't given by that man necessarily. That man is given tobacco and is asked to pray to the spirits while we're singing a sacred song to ask the spirits what that name is. And so for both of them to receive that name that was so similar to me solidifies or, helps, how do you say that? Just reassure me that that name came from spirit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's our tradition. They don't like look at the person's behavior and watch them for 2 months. Like at a Sundance, someone could want a name and they never have met before, and they go to that tree and they sing a sacred song, and that guy prays, or that woman, that person prays, and on the third push-up of a ceremonial song that we sing, the spirits give them that name and then they give it to the person. That's how that works. What do you got going on over there?
Besides enjoying the stories,
Yeah.
we have a lot of people just saying hello right now.
Yeah, how many people we got on there now? I'm going to take a peek. Oh, yeah, we've got some people on there.
We've had 30 views.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's great.
Yeah, some of them were like, that guy's too long-winded. I'm getting off of there. Shoot. All right, I'm going to put this back down.
Yeah.
Can we just set it right there for
We
now?
can, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time for us to play you another song. Yes, we'll get to the other things. I'm going to remind you again, we're talking about these things, these indigenous ceremonies and stuff, because this is just my little part in trying to make some effort into using my platforms and my skills or whatever to support this nonprofit, which supports these indigenous ceremonies, which helps so many people in so many ways. I can't in the time that we have tonight tell you all the ways that it helps the people, and not just indigenous people, it helps all people. That guy Francis Cree, who I just mentioned his name, the first thing he ever told me is that the spirits gave these things to all of us. These spirits gave these things to all people. Those 4 flags that we put up, that yellow flag, that white flag, that black flag, and that red flag, represent the 4 races of man. And his greatest joy was that year that the 4 races of man came together and had unity at his dance. Our whole trip, everything that we do is about unity. And oftentimes, yes, we do prioritize indigenous people, and we honor them and we respect them for everything that they've shared with us, and we prioritize them, and we do everything we can to have them be proud when there's people not from their reservation, from their tribe, practicing there. And yeah, I talk a lot. I'm gonna play a little bit of flute now. Let's do the B.
Okay.
So you're gonna, yep, you got it all set. Let's do
Let me know
that.
if it sounds good.
Sounds. Oh yeah. Oh, who are you saying that to? Them?
You, but also
Yeah, go
we
ahead.
might be solving some of our issues. They said we might have to switch over to our other platform.
Well, we're gonna play this song for you, and what I don't want to have happen is I don't want to lose any of you because you're here and you're live. But again, we were supposed to do this in a whole nice, fancy way with a guy interviewing us and all of that. And he is, they're texting us right now because they may have fixed the issue. And if that happens, what that means is we have to log off, and you have to give us 5 minutes, and then we have to log back on, and that Daniel Timton will be here with us just for a little bit of time. So I don't know. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if that sounds okay to you, because it's really your guys' time, and whatever that you guys need is what we're gonna do here. All right. I want to also say, uh, other than the two flutes that we have, um, that are part of the first promotion for Wawa that we will demonstrate sometime this evening. I already showed them to you. We'll demonstrate those. Every other flute that we play is part of our live sale today, and that includes this handpan. We'll talk about prices later. This handpan is going to be greatly discounted, and we're even going to offer that flute that we played with it free in the package if the handpan is purchased. So, we'll get to the prices at the end a little bit later. So, again, everything that we play, if it appeals to you, keep in mind that we're going to offer it at a price significantly lower than we have on our website.
Okay, you guys ready?
Did you like it? I hope you liked it. I like those two flutes together. They're pretty sweet. That little high B Paduke one's rock star.
All
Love that thing.
power. Not a oof.
Yeah, what we got on here?
Yeah, I think.
No way, Jamil. Oh, hey, I gotta give a shout out. I don't know if you guys are still there, but we had a little technical thing. If Chaz from, well, I'm thinking of all the names. Let's say Northwest Sound Healing and Musical Instruments is there. Shout out to all you guys. We glad you guys are having a event tonight as well. And if you did chime in while you guys were getting ready, like Chaz was going to try to do, just know that we love you and we're with you in spirit always. And thanks for your support of flutes and whatnot. Now that I'm mentioning Chaz, now are we supposed to be doing something with these guys?
They're saying it might be a little bit complicated to switch over.
Let's just call it. I
Yeah.
think we're good. Say it's all good. Let's just keep it the way it is. And tell them thank you. Thanks to Daniel Tim. We'll probably do a makeup interview style deal with him another time. They are awesome. So this is a family carry YouTube. Hand pans. When I was earlier into my hand pan journey, I knew Dave Beery from Dave's Island Instruments down in California, great hand pan maker. Through that, I met Carrie, and Carrie is works for Singing Tree Flutes and for Dave's Island Instruments as the Google lady. She helps us with all of our ads, etc., etc. Her husband, Daniel Tim, was going to do the interview today. He's an awesome guy, too. And we've done these in the past. So, anyway. So, whoever's there, thanks for chiming in. I can't hardly see. I see Doreen's there. We talked yesterday. How you doing? Thanks for being with us. And I see lots of people.
Rob something.
I don't know. I mean, you guys can email me or whatever later too to say. And you know what? Jamil, he's on here. What's up, bro? He's actually here. We are talking about Indigenous ceremonies. One of the biggest things about, or one of the big things that we do in Indigenous ceremonies is adoption ceremonies. Jamil, he has been telling me lately, he's like, bro, why didn't you warn me? You shouldn't have got me into this, man. I didn't know I'd have so many responsibilities. He's saying stuff like that lately because he's been doing this a long time too, and he's a great man, and he takes good care of the people. And actually, he's the one that built the website Wawa, and so we can have thanks for him. Again, I'm reminding all you guys who chimed in, if you have yet to donate, please donate something. And I will tell you, the markdowns we're having on these flute sales are going to be really big. I also want to throw out there, if you have already donated, it's okay to donate a second time. And what that does is that enters you to win the raffle twice. It's just like if you buy 2 raffle tickets or whatever, your name's entered twice into the raffle that will be pulled Sunday and announced Monday. I'd announce it Sunday, but I'm going to be on the road, so. Anyway, Jamil, and he's my adopted brother. Adoption ceremonies are a really big part of Indigenous ceremonies, the ones that we do. And that will bring me back to a question that was probably going to show up in that interview. Well, am I Indigenous? A lot of people want to know that. I mean, I do sell quote unquote Native American flutes and all of those things. And I will say that, really I don't make much claim about that. To me, so the answer is yes, I have indigenous roots. My indigenous roots come from Puerto Rico. Does it count? Counts to me. Ask Columbus, it counted to him. Because our Taino people were the first ones to meet Columbus over there in the Caribbean, and we got wow, how do you say that? The effects that we have from the genocide that was inflicted from the gate was pretty horrific stuff. And yes, my bloodline has that all in there. I have that Spanish blood. I also have that African blood from that slavery, and I also have that Taino blood. So, I know, and what we talk about in our Taino circles and our Boricua circles is that, yes, that's all a part of us, and we have the right to claim that part of us, because those ancestors are with us. They talk to us. And really, before I even understood that or knew what that was, that's actually more recent in my life than uh, you know, than when I started. My heart started singing in this way. Let's put it that way. Ever since I was a little kid, the way that I related to what people call God was through nature, was through my environment, was the way that I connected to this earth right here in front of me. And there was always a relationship with nature and the earth that was always a part of my spiritual walk, even before I could understand what that is. And being raised Catholic, just like a lot of Hispanic people are, a lot of people who were part of that first original genocide in the late 1400s and through the 1600s, um, Catholicism was what most people ended up with. So yeah, I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic school. My father was in the seminary. I wonder if he's going to check this out. Yeah, he's an awesome guy, man. Really amazing man. But yeah, he was in the seminary. So we grew up with that Catholic roots. And I'm happy about that because that was the foundation of my spirituality. And for some reason, the way that I am, it never was a conflict, because I could tell I had a different interpretation, but it didn't pose an argument in my mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had some of the quote unquote Catholic things that I had to maybe recover from or whatever, um, but really, it was okay for me to hear what I heard, but also in my mind say, you know what? But I feel like God likes this. And then even as a young person, it was okay to have my own interpretation of things. So yeah, I don't know. I guess my spirituality has always been with me, and I think part of a spiritual journey is um, partly remembering where we come from, but discovering how we work and how we work with spirit. It's a part of all indigenous ceremonies. Is that like three main ceremonies that we do in our circle is sweat lodges, vision quests, and sun dances. And that vision quest, like to me, that's what that's about. That's why people go out and they sit by themselves and they go out and commune with nature and they fast, just like they do in all those religions, and just like they say in the Bible, you go out and you fast, and we do those ceremonies, and we do that to get closer to the Creator, and so that we can learn to have a relationship with the spirit world, so that we can understand better, so we can learn to listen better, to be led, to be guided more clearly. Because in this busy world with all of the things to stress about and all of the things that are going on, we can really quickly get lost or scattered or stressed or muddled up and not give too much thought to who we truly are and where our path is truly leading us. And so that's why we do those things. Did I say anything that like actually tied back to the first thing I started with? I'm not sure.
Whether
I was
you're
talking about
indigenous or
Jamil.
not.
Oh yeah, and so, but then we talked about Jamil and the adoption. We had an adoption ceremony actually last summer. Me and my bro there, and so although that I have those indigenous roots, many people who have indigenous roots, they practice paths because maybe they resonate with certain spiritual paths from other indigenous groups, and or because they don't have the access to know much about their own indigenous roots. So it's very common, like you would call our community an all nations community, right? It's not just Ojibwe people that attend, even though that our ceremonies mostly originate from Ojibwe ceremonies. We have all sorts of people there. We have Cherokee people there. We have Cheyenne people there. We have Dakota people there. We all get together and we all benefit from these indigenous practices. And with mine, yeah, there's things that I can learn, and there's things and ways that I connect to my ancestors and my ancestry in my life. But to me, my ancestors come with me when I go to those Ojibwe ceremonies, and So that's a very common thing, and adoption is a very common thing in those ceremonies. Yeah, we still got enough time for me to babble on some more. So one of the things that I'm a part of, that we're all a part of, we're all this big Sundance family. This guy that started this, thank you, Matt and Stacy, and all the work that you've done. This is Matt Westcott and Stacy Westcott and their kids. I've known their little kids. Their kids have been coming to Sundances since they were 5 and 6 years old, and now they're off in college. And this is a family thing. It's not just for adults and all of that. It's a way of life, you know what I mean? And it's a very beautiful, beautiful ceremony, and a lot of beautiful things transpire there. But Matt and Stacy, and then putting this nonprofit together, and we all are a team. Like, I have a dance, they're part of a dance called Elk Nation, which my Uncle Bones, go figure, he's another Taino Sundance chief who does Lakota Sundance, and then I help with the Ojibwe Sundance. And but we all show up for each other, and we help each other out, and that's what it's all about, unity and community. Okay, get me back on track.
Well, I think also with this Indigenous thing, right? You're talking about Indigenous and your spiritual path, is that you've done your due diligence of having these elders gift you these things.
Oh yeah. It's like the thing about the Western society, which is getting me sort of back on track. I'm still reiterating that these ceremonies are for all people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, get me back on track. What did you just say?
With you cycling back through about answering the question about if you're Indigenous or not, and
Yep.
then your path and how you got here.
Oh yeah, I remember what you said. The Western society, and here in America, we're it's right in our face right now, and we have learned that the way we approach the world is by conquering things, by taking what we want, by being mass consumers. You know what I mean? It's like by learning to become a giant vacuum and sucking everything up in front of its path without having any true understanding of what it is that we're actually doing and how it affects others or the earth or anything. We just suck it up, and we take what we want, and we build, and we can have a tendency to have a selfish, very self-centered approach to how we approach our life. You know what I mean? And these ceremonies are not like that. And so when it comes to these ceremonies, there's nothing that I do that I wasn't asked to do. Like, I was graciously invited in to do ceremonies for my own healing. Do you know what I'm saying? Graciously invited in. These things are kind of underground, more so than even, there's like more people doing like South American ayahuasca and South American Indigenous ceremonies in the States than there are in North American ceremonies. I think in part because people, A, don't know how to be involved in those things, and B, maybe are too ashamed to really look at what's in their backyard, because their backyard was someone else's backyard not too long ago. And that's a pretty tough thing for a lot of people to figure out how to navigate on both sides. So one of the ways we do that is, if we're graciously invited in to participate in these ceremonies, we do that as humbly as we can, as helpfully as we can. And in our culture or our tradition, we always give tobacco. We always ask permission. We watch and we follow suit. And that most of what my spiritual path is about, our spiritual path is about being helpful, serving people, not serving ourselves. And so these ceremonies, anything that I do, I didn't decide I'm going to be that. And then I went and took the course and then was like that. These ceremonies, these Indigenous ceremonies, aren't set up that way. We show up, if we feel that in our hearts we are called to participate in those ceremonies for our own healing, for our own families, for our own personal reasons, for our own, spiritual growth, and they invite us into that, we're allowed to do that. We're not allowed to go in there and pay money to learn how to be a so-and-so and then go take that and go try to market it or whatever. Everything that we do is is donation based, and we don't charge for any ceremonies. It's like, it's part of most all North American indigenous culture, is that it's all free. We do not charge money for those ceremonies. We would never turn somebody away that needed healing or help if they couldn't afford it or whatever. And so, yes, money has to be used to help fund that. That's why we have this fundraiser going on here, because things cost money. I have to rent the land, we have to be insured in case someone were to get hurt. We have all the materials we need for all of the blankets and the coverings for the lodge and the lodging and the teepee poles, and bigger picture, if we're trying to fly out people from the reservation to come be over here on the West Coast with us. Porta potties was already allocated for this first promotional deal we did. They just finished the dance that they did and had those porta potties that now, instead of renting every year, they bought those, and now they have those to be able to bring every year, which ultimately saves money. So good things are happening. And again, I'm going to reiterate, if you haven't yet made a donation, please do. And we're going to have a giveaway really soon if I just shut my mouth and quit jabbering on. Yeah, I think it's about time we switch gears on that anyway.
That's good.
And we'll have, how about this? We're going to open it up for questions. I babbled. I did what I did. I hope I gave you enough information about, what it is that we're doing. Like, I could go on and on at the, but the general idea is that we help these ceremonies go on so that people can continue to heal, so that indigenous people can have a place to remember who they are, to pick up those pieces that got lost along the way, to try to rebuild the practices that were outlawed and only been back even being allowed to be done for a matter of my lifetime or less, and trying to help people. Generational trauma runs rampant through our indigenous communities, and it's not over. What happened then, what happened is still happening. Is still affecting the people today. And I could go on, but many people are alive today. When we go this year, my sweetheart Chrissy and me, we went to North Dakota to the Turtle Mountains. I used to go every year, but now that we have a dance here, I don't go every year. We went there. It was a very historical year. If give us a thumbs up if you know who Leonard Peltier is. Give us a thumbs up if you know who Leonard Peltier is in the little chat here. He was in prison for 52 years, and he came back to that. He was released this year. He wasn't pardoned. They fought for his freedom and his pardoning because he was unlawfully convicted of a crime in the late 60s, I think, early 70s. And anyway, they didn't have proper evidence to convict him for what he was convicted of. They put him on house arrest, but he can leave his house, etc. That's a longer story. He came back to the dance this year, and some of my closest family friends that are on the reservation are close with him, and because they work for the tribe, and my closest friends, the cultural liaison to the chief, so anything cultural related, he's part of it. And so he's become close with Leonard. Anyway, he's back, and we're super grateful that he gets to be in his own home and in his own bed. And he came to our dance this year. It was really, really a special moment. I kind of stood back while everybody got in line. It was good. That how do you say that celebrity status thing going on. But I don't want to crowd anybody out or whatever. Just give him the space. But we got our chance to talk, and he was super cool, really, really great person. And one of the things that he shared with us is, and I think he was probably in tears about this, because he was given a spiritual name while he was there too, because he hasn't been around his own culture for a long time, because he was in his teenage years when he started protesting and becoming part of the AIM movement to basically defend the rights of his people. And if it wasn't for his efforts and their efforts, the ceremonies we do today probably wouldn't be happening. Not at the scale that they're happening now, for sure. Anyway, he had shared with us how moving it was for him to be at that dance, because the first dance that he ever went to, he was 11 years old, and it was Francis Cree's dance. Francis Cree is the man I named that gave me my spiritual name. So the dance, even though he's passed, that we continue on in the reservation and we continue on here, is all part of his dance and his lineage and that vision that originated from many eagle sets in the 1800s. And he was really touched to be there. It was a coming home for him, because he said that how he was moved when he was that child and he went to that dance is what inspired him to defend the culture and ceremonies of his people, and that's how he became the warrior he was, and a protester in the AIM movement. That's how he became that. And so for him to go back there and come home was very, very meaningful and touching to him. It was special. It was really cool. So,
Beautiful.
okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for the hearts up. It was a beautiful thing. And I'm gonna drink a little bit of tea here. And well, anybody?
I don't see
What you looking at?
donations.
Come on now. If you haven't donated, you got to donate. If you've already donated, great, because we're getting to the giveaway thing. If you don't know how, in the comments, in the comment section of the YouTube, you refreshed it now.
I'm gonna refresh again.
Come on, guys, please. Even $1, even $5, it really doesn't.
Because this isn't changing.
No, that's okay. It's okay, because I know probably a lot of you have already donated, but this is how this is going to go. We're going to have a giveaway in a minute. And so if you have not donated yet and you want to qualify to get the giveaway, you have to. Oh, he said, I already donated. Okay. Thank you for your donation. You have to just give us our email and we'll double check it. No big deal. And then, that enters you for this giveaway and the sale. So that's what's happening. Let's let her mind the chat. I wonder what I should do next. Okay, I know what I'll do next.
Beautiful.
Just one more time, if you're considering it or whatever. And this is going to be going on. This raffle is going to be going on. You can share it with people if you want to. Share the link if you know anybody who might want to donate to our cause or whatever. And any donation of any amount, $1 or whatever, enters you to win this flute. So I'm going to play this flute. That one is what we call our beginner, no frills or Western cedar, G 440 hertz, NAF minor flute. That's any donation you enter to win, and your email will be drawn, or in the pile to be drawn for the winner of that flute. Anybody who donated $50 or more, which there's a lot on there. Thanks everybody for your support. This one probably values at between $725 and $825. Cherry, hardwood. We got the taxidermy eyes for that realistic look in there. Pretty sweet with the walnut. I don't make animal sound blocks as much as I used to. I try to have a few on there, as often as I can, but it used to be all my flutes. Now it's a rare thing and they take quite a bit of time, so they're a little bit higher end flute. So this one values at that. Anybody that donates $50 or more to our cause here, enters to win this flute. Okay, I'm gonna play it. This one's in 432 hertz. Okay, those are the two flutes. Pretty sweet ones.
And we're getting some donations. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Thank
you
you,
guys
everyone.
appreciate it. How do you see that?
Right
Oh
down
yeah.
here. It's not changing here, but it's
Oh
showing
yeah.
up
It
here.
probably takes a while for it to update. Hey, we're not gonna throw names out there. Some people don't like that, but I'm gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate that. We're about done there, but so the way that it's going to go is this first promotion mainly went to help pay for those porta potties. I will still be honest with you and say we had a goal to raise $5,000. We got to about three, and so ultimately we'd love to raise another two, but we did get that first campaign. The goal reached as far as we got the porta potties, and then the rest we're just going to use for each of our Sundances, the two that we support, and. And then after that, what we're going to do on that website is we're actually going to probably have projects that different people can donate to. So maybe something that's meaningful to you. It could be donation for firewood. It could be that. It could be donation for land, which would be a pretty. That's one of our bigger goals. It could be donations to fly out our elders to next year's Sundance. Because there's a good handful. One of my dear friends, if you guys subscribe to our newsletter, is JT Shining One Side. That's her name. She's Turtle Mountain, Ojibwe, and she is my sister. And she was asked 20-something years ago to be the woman who would help our women dancers at the Sundance. And she's been there all of those years. Like a rock for the women and taking care of the people. And she also takes care of the children, and she works for the school systems out there, the indigenous school, and she does all sorts of programs for kids. And she's also a medicine woman. She does her ceremonies and doctors to people. One of the ceremonies I do here is a buffalo ceremony. That's one of the ones that we can say the spirits gave to me. And then actually, and part of that reason why it was given to me was to bring that back to the Ojibwe people. That's a longer story, but JT's a part of that, and she's always supported that ceremony when I go there and do that over there, and we're gonna fly her out here this year. So probably mid-September, and that was just probably gonna come out of my own pocket this time. That's okay, but get JT out here and. We're going to share some teachings and share some medicine with the people and with each other. So it'll be a beautiful time, and hopefully she can pour sweat for the women while she's here. And lots of good things are going on with the women in our community right now. So that's the thing this year at our Sundances, and looking forward in the future that I'm most excited about is because Sundance, a lot of people will say that was originally a man's ceremony. That there's truth to that, that there's certain things, but it seems like, how do you say that? the things that are indigenous, the plains indigenous ceremonies that are being preserved mostly, I would think, are where male oriented, I think. And so I think that there's still more of a push. And it just depends on where you go. The Turtle Mountains, they have a funny joke that says, the Lakota people walk beside their men. The Apache women, they walk behind their men. Us Ojibwe women, we walk all over our men, they say. And it's a matriarchal system, or a matrilineal system out there, you know, and even know that the men are the chiefs, the women are the ones really making the decisions, and that man is the one that tells them what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and they're strong women, and they have a lot of beautiful things intact. But out here, I would say that that's something that's, you know, we're still building on. Really excited about what we're building, and really creating unity, and building ceremonies and songs and different rituals for the women to rebuild for themselves as well. So I'm super excited about that.
Beautiful.
It's pretty awesome. And my sweetheart Chrissy, she's all jazzed about it too. She's amazing. I won't share too much about her, but she's actually an enrolled tribal member. She's actually new to the Sundance scene. We actually met at a Sundance last summer. We met at Elk Nation, the one that Jameel goes to, and Matt Westcott, and all these people that started this nonprofit here. We met at that dance, actually. Unfortunately, we had to miss it this year because we were a little behind on cash because we've been running off too many ceremonies. So we had to take a break. But yeah, we met there, and I love her so much. She's amazing. You guys are gonna love her. She's just an amazing human, and she knows, like, she was new to Sundance, but she knows about the culture. She knows about the life and her upbringing, her family. We're a boarding school family. Her mom and her sisters, and she knows. She is one of the she's one of the people who are still recovering from the effects of what this generational trauma can do, you know. And I mean, maybe all of us are, to some degree. So, all right, I'm yammering on. Give me a thumbs up if you're here to look at some flutes to purchase. Are you ready for that? We got some sweet ones. We'll do what we do, just like we do on Christmas. We'll do a demo, and we'll, you know, we'll do what we can. So give us a thumbs up if you're down. And and this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna ask you for your email. And then we'll just back check and make sure, because we need your email to send you the invoice. That's how we do it. And then when we get that invoice, we're gonna just back check it on the you know, on the donations page. Make sure that you've, you know, contributed something, and you know, no judgment. Doesn't have to be, it can be whatever. It's just more the gesture. So we got that going on.
We got some people who say yes, please.
Yes, please. Cool. Is it okay if I take a little potty break?
I think that's very
What
reasonable.
are you gonna do? You can say something. You can do something. How about you start the first giveaway when we do it? Let's do. So this is just a giveaway, and again, this is what we're gonna do. We're doing this trivia style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we only have, I guess we got 3. I guess we'll do it that way. How's that sound, Max? That and that,
and
all together.
okay.
I don't remember what we were gonna do, but we'll just do that.
Cool.
All right, you guys down for this? All right, the giveaways are happening next. That is our thank you for you being here tonight. Again, to qualify for these, just give us your email. We're going to do a trivia question. So if you like the gift, answer the trivia question if you can, based on what we talked about today. We're going to go back in time and ask a question. And maybe she'll think of the question. I'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Yes, I can think of a question for you all. Let's see. With all the stories we've shared, what is the activity Miguel decided to do completely sober? To be fully present and experience a certain traditional practice, what was that event he chose to do? I'll keep watching the YouTube. Yes. Willow Wise, you got it. Yes, it is. It's the Sweat Lodge. Nice guesses, everyone. We've got the first one, Miguel. Do you want, which giveaway would you prefer? Do you want the...
Did you already ask the question?
I did, and someone got it.
Oh, and you didn't even tell him? Okay. That's cool.
I didn't even tell him.
Let's do it. Yeah, well, let's do the one down there. That one.
Perfect.
All right, we'll show them real quick. Well, you won something. The next two will show you what it is.
My bad, guys.
It's all good. It's all good. We had these around the holiday season. We still have a handful of these left here. As you know, we sell ocarina drone flutes, but for the holidays, we got these single ocarinas. These are made by Foca Link or Stein Ocarina. They're kind of like a dual company. Really professional. These are like some of the top, probably 5 or 10 in the world ocarina makers. They can do bazillions of things with this. This is a chromatic scale. Let me see. I have an instruction with finger chart right on here. I don't know if you just saw Finch, but Finch just came in.
Yeah.
Be aware he may bark when, if and when Chrissy comes by. Who knows what she's doing? Maybe she's hanging out with her friends since she knew we were doing this. So how many notes does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know. At least 13 notes. It shows you the finger chart right here and the order of the fingering. Beautiful Stein Ocarina. And who won it?
Willow Wise.
Willow Wise. There we go.
Yes. So if you can just email.
Oop, let me cover this all too. I don't play these things very well, so. You should see it. If you go to the Stein Ocarina website, you will see these guys shred on these things. I mean, they can play full-on classical songs on this. So it's going to come with the case. It's going to come with the cleaning tool. It's going to come with a little wiping rag for your fingerprints if you want it. And thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And just make sure you get that instructions.
Yes.
Awesome. Who won it?
Willow Wise or Doreen?
Doreen? Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
talked to her yesterday. She's amazing.
Ah.
She's great. Super supportive customer.
Love it.
Super awesome.
So I put the list down. So got the name, but still email us so we can get the more details. And then we're moving on to.
Should we make a rule that says if you want a gift, maybe let another person have a gift? Because some people are really good at answering
Yes.
questions.
Oh, that would be good.
Okay. Let's do the simple one next. Who? I mean, you don't have to just guess just because you know the answer, because only a few of you still have CD players left in your car. Probably none of you have one left in your house. I don't. But we're just going to give a pack of our CDs away. You know, we still have these sitting on our shelves, and we don't sell them like we used to. We mostly sell digital downloads. Segue, what's new for Singing Tree Flutes? We were going to ask that today. I just want to let you know, we mentioned Chaz. They're probably long gone by now, but I'm still going to put in a plug. One of the big things that we're doing at Singing Tree Flutes to move forward in the business and for me to eventually be making less flutes is we're going to start adding new products to our website. So very soon you're going to be seeing things like these singing bowls. These beautiful, beautiful singing bowls that are made out of a mixture of metals. I'm going to get all of the super fine details from Chaz, because Chaz sells these. And Chaz and I are going to collaborate on a few different things. We might even start offering those stand-in singing bowls. These things are amazing. If you follow our Instagram, maybe we'll put it on a YouTube short too. Pretty soon you're going to see a couple videos of us playing the flute while we're standing in these giant singing bowls and getting, boom, getting the vibrational healing. Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
It's really cool. And then also collaborating on handpans. This is the only handpan that I have left, which is for sale tonight. Because also Chad, he's got that in-person store, so we were able to let people demonstrate, and we sold all the rest of our handpans other than this one. All right. So, what was the question that you asked?
So I asked what activity you decided to do sober versus sweat lodge.
Oh, I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Okay, so can anybody name one of the three? Well, I should make it harder, and then I can make it easier if you don't get it. Who is the name of the person that taught me how to make flutes and took me to my first sweat lodges? Boom. Bam. Who knows that? That's some trivia right there.
Yeah.
Come on now. Oh, screen went dark. All right. Come on now. Anybody? Even a piece of his name? Oh, that was so close. Bro, that was close.
That was close.
I did mention a James. I don't even think I said his name, James Dakota, but I mentioned my bro. That's the cultural liaison. He's a James. Any other guesses? Yeah, right. No? Was that too hard? Name one of the three elders that I mentioned this evening. It can either be the guy that made the flutes, it can be the guy that gave me my spiritual name at the Sundance, or it can be my mushum, who I mentioned, that is part of that. That I used to go and dance with. And some of you might still be on this live and already know who it is. Probably don't want my CDs though. Oh, sold. I'll give it to you. That's great. Yeah, you get it. I actually wasn't one of the ones I was thinking in my mind, but I'm glad you said her because she's definitely one of our elders and she's an amazing human. So JT Shining one side.
Nice.
Good job.
That is, yeah.
Janice. Bam. Good.
Nice job, Janice.
Yep. See, I mean, I don't know if you guys are as old as me, but that just goes to show you short-term memory is a little better than some of the longer-term memory, huh? Or maybe some of you weren't even on here at that time. I don't know.
That is true. We could be getting people trickling in.
Okay. Well, I'll remind you. John Eaglehart Ginther. John Eaglehart. He taught me how to make flutes, and took me to my first sweat lodges. Francis Eaglehart Cree. Eaglehart Cree. He was the third generation, or actually I think the second generation of Ojibwe people to be given the thirsty dance by many Eagle sets. The Cree, his uncle Standing Chief, gave that dance to him when he was 13 years old, and he continued that dance on into his 90s, and then but he passed that dance to Max Defender, who passed that dance to me. So we got those people. Francis Eaglehart Cree. You could probably find him online if you want to know anything about him. Definitely can. You can hear some of his songs on his ceremony songs on YouTube and stuff.
Oh.
Okay, there you go, Janice. Yeah, remember that video I showed you not too long ago? That
Yes.
YouTube video. That YouTube video. I don't think we could pull it off right now, but there's a YouTube video that describes the dance that we're associated now. That dance happened in the 1800s. We used to say 1862. I don't know if that's the exact year, but many eagle sets had a vision that the Great Spirit was walking on the earth. He called all the neighboring tribes together. There was a political reason to do that, and that was because the Hudson Bay Company, if you know anything about colonialism history, the Hudson Bay Company, owned by Great Britain, I think,
Yeah.
was the big trapping outfit, and they were up in Canada, and they kept pushing for more territory, so they could get all the furs and make all this money off the hats and everything over there, and and the buffalo and everything. So they're pushing, trying to gain more territory from Canada down south. The Lakota were at that time expanding the territory. When the Lakota people became horse people, they became also great warriors and very skilled horsemen, and they were one of the few, like Red Cloud, he was one of the few um, war chiefs that actually won war against the United States before, everything went down. Anyway, they were gaining territory down south, pushing up north. That was compacting all of these smaller tribes into this section where they were just going to get mushed. So many eagle sets called on this dance and invited all the neighboring tribes together to have a dance of unity. And that was in part to join forces so that they could protect themselves about these against these bigger threats. So the Assiniboine came over, the Nakota, the Michif people, and Ojibwe people, Cree people. They all came together and had unity. And even at that first dance was John Tanner. He has written some books. You can look up John Tanner. He was adopted Ojibwe white person, and he was part of that unity dance. They say 1,500 people got together to dance that dance. And it's the largest Sundance in recorded history. And that's the one that many eagle sets passed the standing chief, who passed it to Francis Cree, and it's the one that we carry today. So it's a beautiful story. Okay, next one.
Yes.
Last gift, and then we're moving on to selling some flutes at discounted prices. Check this out. This one I saw upstairs today, and I've had it for a while. This was a gift that was given to me by one of our Sundance brothers. His name's Griffin. He made this for me and gifted it to me. And this is one of our logos, because to raise funds for our dance too, sometimes we sell T-shirts. And our spiritual community, we could call it, the one out here, we could call it the Thunderbird Lodge community. And sometimes we call our dance, our Sundance Arbor, the Thunderbird's Nest. So here he created this logo here for our T-shirts. And then he put this in, I don't know how he got this printed on leather. Boom. That Thunderbird right there. Boom. Beautiful, right? And he made this. So this is basically a stiff leather case. It's smushy, but it's very protective, and it's got fleece on the inside. It's a really protective case. And funny thing enough, it'll fit even up to like a low D minor flute. That right there is probably 30 inches long. So that'll fit a 28-inch flute, no problem. Low D minor. It won't fit a large sound block. So, something like this with a small sound block, it will fit. This one's just a hair too long. And crazy enough, one of the flutes we're going to sell today was inside of there, just hidden, and I didn't even know we had it. So, go figure. So something like that'll fit in this deal. But anything with a larger fetish than that probably be too tight. Anyway, this is a gift. This thing is probably valued at a couple $100. It's a really beautiful gift. So again, and remember, those people that are getting the gifts, they're giving you their email.
I keep asking.
Make sure if you won the CDs, which was Janice, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then Willow, you said something?
Yeah.
Make sure, you guys, that you give in the chat and or email Miguel at singingtreeflutes.com. That goes for everybody that gets a gift or buys a flute. We need that information so that we can check to see if you donated, and so that we can get your address to ship you your gifts. Okay.
Beautiful. Okay.
Trivia question. Okay, that one's to win this beautiful, beautiful flute case here. It's a special gift.
I don't know how hard you want it to be.
Nah, I don't think so. I named three ceremonies that we do in our our community. That I said there are three main ceremonies we do: the sweat lodge, the blank, and the Sundance. Does anybody remember what that third ceremony that we do is? It's one of our main ceremonies that we do. Does anybody know that one?
Oh, someone said thirsty. Nice try.
Good try. That's still another word for the Sundance, the thirsty dance. I can give a hint. Are you guys all ready? And waiting?
Someone said Vision Quest.
Done. You won it.
Yay! And it's a new person too, it looks like.
Yeah.
Redna06.
Good job. I wonder if that's one of our. Oh, boo.
Sander.
Oh yeah, Sander. Dude,
From
this
Holland.
is. I know, Sander. Thanks for chiming in. We were emailing back and forth too. Yep, Sander's been a great supporter of Singing Tree Flutes. Really appreciate you. This will come in handy for you. Matter of fact, that buffalo flute that we were just talking about, very well might fit perfectly in this. It might be a little tight to squeeze that buffalo in here, but I think you might be able to do it. Oh, actually, you know what that is? Gosh, that's fur inside of there of some sort. I don't know if it's real fur. I think it might be rabbit fur.
Wow.
It's a beautiful bag. It's really nice. All right, Sander, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Sander likes 432 hertz flutes. I don't know if he'll get any, but there's like 3 of them here. He's going to get some good discounts tonight.
Amazing.
Just saying. I hate to put pressure on him because I know he's like, I ain't going to say too much, but he's like me. Like, oh my God, I'm overspending. I'm buying too many flutes.
They said they received their flute today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who did, Sander?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. That's awesome. I didn't even know. I thought you had them all. Okay, well, thank you for being part of the giveaway thing. That's really awesome. I didn't say this earlier. I'm going to keep chatting because that's what I do. Our ceremonies are not mind-altering ceremonies. We do not, our plains native ceremonies, we're not Native American church people. We can be. I mean, it doesn't mean that we can't practice that, but the ceremonies that we do and that we, that we're a part of our ceremonial family are none of the like mind-altering ones, but we do a lot of fasting. So the Vision Quest, the older tradition, well, all Vision Quest has to do with fasting, right? And many people, probably most people, when they do a Vision Quest, they go for 4 days, and that's no food but no water as well. I don't know how many people realize that. Sundance is the same thing. It's a 4-day ceremony. It's not necessarily 24 hours times 4. Might be more closer to 3.5 days. But that's our offering. That's how we get close to spirit. Some people call it like peeling the layers of the onion. You know what I mean? So that we can be raw and vulnerable, so that we can heal. So we're closer to the spirit world. We take away the things that keep us in this world. So our food and our water is what keep us here in this world. And so when we want to get close to the spirit world, we leave those things aside that feed us in this world, so that we can be fed from the spirit world. Does that make sense? So Sundance, Vision Quest, that's part of our pledge to do those things. Our commitment, our part of the ceremony itself to do those things is to fast with no food or water. That's the way that we do that. It can be pretty hard. I think some people that are on this thread probably have heard somewhere that you can't live for more than 3 days without water, but you can, especially when you're praying. But it's an offering. It's a powerful offering, and so they do say that when we do those ceremonies, that's how we receive our vision. Some people might do other ceremonies with plant medicines and such that get them there. Our fasting and that duration of time is how we get closer to spirit, and we can receive our visions and stuff. But at the end of the day, when we have these spiritual practices, the whole idea is that we create a relationship with spirit. We can say spirit. That's what a lot of people are used to that term. So that we always are in relationship with that, so that we don't have to go somewhere and have a sweat or go on a vision quest to have that connection to spirit, to hear our instructions. I like to use that term, to hear our instructions, and that we practice that. And Musham, Max Defender, he's really good at that. I would say I'm super blessed to have this man in my life. If he was listening to this right now, he'd go, he just laughed. Yes. But he is Amazing human, man. Amazing human, very humble. I never heard him say a bad word about anybody in my whole life of knowing him. And whatever, close to 30 years of knowing him. Beautiful man. And, you know, he says, teach you the old way. The spirits told me to teach the old way. And there was that time where we didn't go to a person to learn how to do a thing, or how to be in the world, or how to be spiritual, or how to heal. We would just listen to the Creator. We would listen to the spirits. We'd listen to the Great Spirit. And then we would follow our instructions. And so you ask that guy a question, and hey, I don't know, I have this thing that's bothering me, or da da da. And he even may know the answer, but he'll probably say, oh, I don't know. Maybe you should put a tobacco tie in a tree and see if the spirits will give you an answer, he'll say. Or I'll say, hey, Mushum, what direction do you want me to put those color flags in? Oh, I don't know, you do that however you do that. And what he says is, what he's trying to mean is like, those spirits are already telling you what to do. You're just not learning to listen, and that we all have our own altar. There's different ways. The Lakota way is different than this way. There's many people will say, friend, do it this way. And that there's a very specific way of doing those things. Mushum, and the way that he teaches us is that I can't give you my way, because the spirits talk to me in the way that they talk to me. But if you do it how I do it, it might not work. Because we all have a relationship with spirit, and that we have to learn to follow those instructions. You know what I mean? And I could go on and on about all that. Again, when we talking about tradition and culture, we do what we can to respect those things. But at the end of the day, when it comes to how I help myself and heal myself and help my family and the loved ones around me, a lot of that comes from, all right. I'm still yapping away over here. All right. Well, I just want to offer this. I'll play this again real quick. We had it mic'd, but you can almost not tell the difference. This handpan is the only one we have left. If you want the handpan anytime throughout this next hour that we're going to quickly go through this, you just put handpan, right? And I'll tell you the price.
Yeah.
And we've made a little list here. You guys want to pop that up?
I
So the
do.
retail that this is normally at on my website, this is the F2 Pygmy. This is one of the more expensive handpans that I carry. I have one personally for myself because I think it's the ultimate best sounding handpan in the world. This maker, these are the ones that I predominantly get handpans from now. This is made by Xenopen, and they're putting out high quality instruments, right? And the one that I got, I paid $3,000+ for it and waited 2.5 years for it. But anyway, this one's available now, and this one has 3 notes on the bottom. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 note handpan. See that one? Can't really reach it when I'm on the stand right in this little chair. But Cabasao is one of the famous handpan players out there. Is one of my favorites out there in the world, and he has a song called Astronaut, and this is the scale that he plays Astronaut on. 3,500. We have it on sale right now for 3,100 on the website, and right now, tonight I'm offering it for $2,650. We are going to order 4 more handpans soon, but a couple more months you'll probably see a few more come on, but we don't have any more F2s coming in this batch. And so $2,650, and it comes with this flute. And if you remember and you were here earlier, you can also listen to the YouTube live that we started with. This flute is given away free with it today only, and they're perfectly in pitch together. Matter of fact, I actually took it out to the shop earlier today and made sure and fine-tuned that flute to make sure it perfectly matched this handpan. It just rings so great. Listen to the ring on this. Love this, man. It's really, really primo. And again, and the bottom notes are there, which are actually convex, so they're easy to feel and touch. It's got amazing harmonics. Love it.
That's so beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, moving on. Let's see what I want to start with next.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys remember when I played the two B's together? That was the second song we played. I don't know if everybody that's here has been here the whole time, but two B's we played together. I can play them again. The Low B Cherry. This one was made by Mike Cap.
Hi,
over here.
Cap.
Mike Cap of Moon Cat Flutes. Hey, good thoughts and prayers out for him, because
Yes.
today he is not at his own place because he was evacuated, level 3 evacuation for a forest fire that was, last I looked, which was days ago, just a couple miles from his house. So, and that would really affect his family in a big way if that happens, and it's going to affect Singing Tree Flutes, as he's the guy that makes all of our flute banks. So really put out your prayers and good thoughts for Mike and Jenny, so that their property is protected. Okay, this one is Cherry with madrone end caps, maple accent bands, and this really cool thing that he puts in here, this is a mix between turquoise and pumice stone, like lava stone, and it creates like a galaxy-like look on there. Really, really pretty. This one's in low B. Normal price is, oh yeah, you got them. Let's see what the normal website price is. $9.25. Okay. All right. Today, I'm offering at $6.50. Anybody can say, you know, I want it right away as soon as you see that. But I'm offering a discount on this one. I'm offering a discount on the other B because they play great together. And then there's going to be a combined discount if someone wants them both. So bear with me. I'm going to just play it raw because a lot of people seem to appreciate that last time. Okay. So on the holidays, some people are like, can I hear that flute again? Blah, blah, blah. It's okay to do that. We're just going to try to get through them all. So that one, what did we say? $6.50.
Mm-hmm.
That is, how much off is that?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's $875 off. Maggie's really been impressed with my math today, haven't she? She's like getting out the calculator. I'm like, bam.
Math has not been my strong suit.
She's always been good at math. Yeah,
Oh.
pretty good.
Yes.
I was not good at algebra. I have no idea what that stuff is. This flute goes perfectly with it. I love this flute. This flute sound is amazing. It's Paduke, it's got lacewood end caps, ebony accent bands, and this swooped sound block. The clarity on this puppy is amazing. And what did we have that originally at? $725?
Yeah, for the high B?
Yeah.
$5.25 now.
So that's $200 off. That's pretty freaking great. I mean, I'll tell you how clear it does without effects. Really, awesome. So combined price is $1,000. So that is, what did we say? We said $650 and $425 combined. You're getting another $75 off. So if someone wants the set because they play so good together, then you can have it. Just let us know. These are in 440 hertz and not 432. Okay, watch this real quick. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I gotta do it. Oh, I did it. That's them. Boom. All right. Guess what, y'all? Chrissy is here. So what we're gonna do? I remember last time when we did this, we just kind of gone through them, and then throughout the evening, if someone wanted something, you can ask back on it, and we'll probably go back and say, okay, we still have this one, we still have this one, kind of do it like that. But we're just gonna run through them. I mean, I don't know what you guys are looking for, but we got some pretty low priced ones, and we got some pretty high priced ones. I think we'll start with this triple drone. We're gonna go high. Did you guys get to see this one? So we were talking about earlier about my indigenous heritage. This is adorned with Taino art here, mostly it comes out of my head. You can hear our dog getting all excited because Chrissy's here. She's just standing outside. She's probably talking on the phone or something. But this is Taino art and Atabe down there. And a lot of these are, these are part of our creation stories. Some of these sound blocks, or some of these, call them semi, or spirit totems. And so that is Atabe there, and then around her, I would call that Kagwana. That's the turtle that gave life to the people. And then you got Yokahu Bagwa Mara Koti, who was birthed by Atabe there. And then we have Taino sun here. And then we have the spiral of life. And then we have the little Koki frog right there. That's part of our creation stories too. And then here it says Borinquen. So a lot of Puerto Ricans refer to themselves as Boricua. And so back to, hi Chrissy! Hi! We're on the YouTube Live, as you know. But you can come and you can take care of yourself and do whatever you want. Well, you want a hug? You look like you do. Come give me a hug. Ah, this is Chrissy. Anybody want to say hi?
Hello.
That's not Chrissy. That's her. That's her back.
Oops. That was cute.
She's the best. She's the best. Okay. So, what was I saying? So a lot of Puerto Ricans, they call themselves Boricua, right? And I was talking about earlier about my Puerto Rican heritage. And, you know, some people, you know, Taino, a lot of Taino culture was lost. Like all the other indigenous people, we're trying to rebuild what we can find. Most of what we can find is either going to be through artifacts and studying artifacts that were found on the island, but mostly it's through actual writings from Spanish settlers, because, you know, Columbus hired a guy named Ramon Pane to record the culture and traditions of Taino people. If it wasn't for some of these recordings, even more would have been lost, you know? And yeah, you can go to Cuba, Dominican Republic, and deep into the mountains of Puerto Rico, and you'll find people practicing indigenous culture but it's really in, how do you say that, very underground, and it's probably you wouldn't know. Like agriculture. Agriculture is a huge way that our indigenous practices stay alive. People use Taino words all over the United States. Hurricane is a Taino word. Canoe is a Taino word. Barbecue is a Taino word. We're the original barbecuers. They called that barbacoa or huracan or canoa, you know. And a lot of the foods we eat originated from there. You know that if it wasn't for the Taino people, those Spanish would have died. We saved their lives by teaching them, you know, how to, you know, prepare the breads that they made out of the yucca plant and all of that stuff, the cassava or the cassave. And anyway, blah blah blah. So Boricua, we call ourselves Boricua. So even though, you know, people might call themselves Puerto Riqueño, Puerto Rican, or they might, you know, there's a lot of the Taino movement kind of happening, but a lot of people say we're Boricua, and what that's saying is that's acknowledging our ancestors and that they were those Taino people, because Borinquen, which says it right here, that's why I'm talking about it. Borinquen is what the indigenous name of the island of Puerto Rico was. So I put that on here, Borinquen, and then the people of the island of Borinquen, we nicknamed that Boricua. So all Puerto Ricans, to some degree, acknowledge their indigenous ancestry, you know, but in a more, let's call it, modern way. Okay, we're gonna rock this flute. This is that one that you could play that. No, the other one.
Ah, yes.
So this is a new invention. Crazy, crazy. I had this on there for $32.50. It also has Taino cymbals in the back. I'm taking $1,000 off of this tonight. Triple drone flute. It's amazing. This is the first one that I made that has this drone that's a fourth below. Most all of mine would have been just straight G sharp all the way across, but this one has an E flat drone on the other side. I've been playing around with these lower drone notes quite a bit. You got it? Play this up a little bit. Loving it. Loving that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to set it down here if I already played it so I don't get confused. Boom. Done.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we should go for a lower one now.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Just recently put this one back up. This one is a G 432 hertz Hijaz flute. This one's an Arabian scale flute. Okay, what was it? It's on our website right now for $395. Okay, we're gonna do $250, so that's about $150 off. Okie doke. And remember, you have to have donated because we're giving huge discounts tonight. So anybody that buys something, you know, and you're like, whoa, I just got a killer deal. It's okay to put another $100 towards that other thing, you know. But, you know, we appreciate whatever that it is that you do. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom,
Okay. Moving on.
Moving on.
All
Yeah,
right.
some people are asking some questions, but we're not quite sure yet. So
You sure? Do we want to? Do you need me to answer anything?
they were asking what key the last one was in, which I feel is the E flat G sharp triple drum.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one might be the one. This one again, we're taking $1,000 off of that. This is in G sharp. Mainly it's in G sharp. The drone that I'm holding on to down here is in E flat that drones with it. That's a fourth below. That gives it that really, really haunting sound. So mid-range scale G sharp. Boom. That's that one. Okay.
Beautiful.
Love that flute. I was thinking, man, I might have to get a tattoo with that on there.
Stunning.
Hey, sweetie, are you here? Oh, maybe she went back outside. She's been planting a lot of flowers and watering that garden a lot. Every night, pruning on something. Okay, we did that one. I'm going to go back to another triple drone because I love this. This one, again, is in this one's in 432 hertz. I'm going to have to read back on what this is again. Because I never made anything like this before. This was one of those, like, holy cow moments, and it just somehow magically made this thing. So I'm trying to see if I wrote it all on here. Oh yeah, that's how I did it. So melody, 6-hole melody on this far right barrel. That is in C, 432 hertz. Okay, really, really sweet tone. My intention was to make it like that one and have it to be a C and then another C next to it. How that one's a G sharp and another G sharp. This one I actually left at B flat. So we got C and then a B flat droning next to it. And then the far side is G. So you have why don't you hit those bowls and see how they sound?
Yeah.
So again, we're going to put these on our website here. These are very, very special bowls. I don't want to say too much about them because I'm afraid I'm going to butcher it. But Chaz knows all the details about these bowls, and they're super high quality, really sweet, made with various metals. They're not just brass, and really high quality. only the best. And play them.
Yeah.
Hit that one. Okay. That one. That one. Anyway,
I'm going hard.
they go good with it. So we're going to actually do a little thing. She's going to take a break from the chats real quick.
Yeah.
And we'll just play a little more music. So, anyway, I didn't finish explaining it. C, 432 hertz. B flat, 432 hertz. G, 432 hertz. Just makes the craziest melodies I've ever heard. And this has a pinky and thumb note. So you get 3 different notes on the center drone barrel. So it sounds like this. All that drone that harmonize with this. It is special. There's a couple of different phrases in there that you might want to listen for that are super, really sweet minor chord. I don't know if I said, but this is C Aeolian. Boom. I love this thing. Dang, love this thing. Figured walnut, zebra wood, mouthpiece and claw blocks and basic block in the middle. And what is that? That is Wenge accent bands. Really gorgeous flute on the website right now for $18.50.
Someone's asking Aeolian question mark?
Yep, that's a C 432 hertz Aeolian with a B flat drone and a G drone. Amazing. 432 hertz. I didn't say it yet. $12.50. That's 600 off.
I think so.
Yep. Testing her math skills. Yep.
My
$18.50. We'll do this tonight for $12.50. I think this thing is very special, and I have no idea if we'll ever make one again. And it's got a little turquoise inlay and some knot holes in the back. And that's a thumb hole right there in the center. That's how I was getting some of them cool sounds. Bamsco. All right. Do I need to keep going? We ready?
I think, yeah, we're ready. Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay. These are all flutes that, well, except one I haven't gotten to yet. These are all on our website. We're just, we haven't had any time to make any more flutes before this live sale. But, we're offering them at bigger than, gosh, some more than 20% off for sure. So really good discounts. Okay, this one, probably one of my favorite sounding ones that we have today. This one is Pacific Yew. We almost never make out of Pacific Yew. I did get a good handful of Pacific Yew from a farmer a while back. It's very hard wood to find. It's very hard wood in general. It takes a very long time for it to grow a substantial size. It's just a slow growing tree. So 100-year-old tree might be only 18, 20 feet tall or something like that. And it usually grows twisted and gnarly, and it's hard to get lumber out of. A farmer had to take some off of his land, and I think he traded me flutes for the yew. This one here, it's pretty often that they do have some flaws. Had a little knot hole right there and chunked out there. And so we got that turquoise inlay, which just adds some character and color. We have madrone end caps and wenge accent bands. I really love our buffalo skull totems, kind of in the theme of this evening. And when we're talking about indigenous ceremonies, this is really, to me, representative of the Plains people. We have some stories about the buffalo that I could tell. There's a story about the buffalo and this man who was going out, who was worried about the people that were covered in, that was just filled with doubt and despair. These people, all the people that was in his family and in his community were filled with doubt and despair. He went out to pray, and as he was out there, he had a vision, and he saw this skull unearth itself out of the ground. The ground started rumbling, and it went like this, and it unearthed itself out of the ground, that skull, and started talking to him. And it was as if this guy, he was a plains indigenous person, and as he was there in that doubt and despair and praying for his people, that skull looked at him and said, "You thought that I left you." That time that came where so many of us were killed and we were left, and we were only our furs and our tongues were taken, and the rest of us was left to rot in the prairie. You thought at that time that we left you, but we never left you. But you stopped singing your songs, and you stopped saying your prayers, and you stopped dancing your dances, but we never left you. And the buffalo represents abundance to the people. It basically represents a good life. It represents everything that you need to have a good life. And so basically that buffalo was saying, everything that you need is here for you, but you have to sing your songs and dance your dances and pray your prayers. So those are some of the things I think about when I see this buffalo skull. It's about abundance and how it came back to the people to remind them that their greatest life is here waiting for them. Okay, this is, again, super clear sounding, amazing. This is actually another one in 432 hertz. This thing is primo concert flute. Here we go. On the website for $9.25. What did we say today? Selling it for $7.25.
$7.25.
Yeah, I can't go any lower than that. I'm sorry, guys. It's too good. $7.25. Love it. Probably my favorite one of the night. And voice. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Okay. Looks like we only have two more to show you. Okay. Well, we could maybe pull out a third one. We haven't decided yet. We thought we did, but. Okay, we got a North American Indigenous scale flute. Again, this is kind of nice in light of this evening's talk here. I did want to talk a little bit about what is new for Singing Tree Flutes, what's coming down the pike. I did mention it. Yeah, I did mention it.
Yeah.
I'm going to add to what I said. You know, I think about retirement, but retirement isn't like fully retiring. What it means is that I want to be able to sustain my business without having to make flutes. There will always be flutes on the website. I will probably always want to make some flutes, but you know, there will come a point, and we're getting closer to that point where we will take 0 orders and we will only make what we feel like making, and we will train. I mean, there's possibilities of other things, but we're training other makers. One of the things I plan on doing is creating programs and potentially what's that called? Like a monthly subscription to where you can learn the art of flute making from myself. And so I have to crack out a bunch of videos, and I, more than even playing, I feel like I have a plethora of knowledge that I could share about the art of flute making. So that is something that I want to do. One of the things I'm also doing, and I've already started doing, is also bringing the art of flute making back to the indigenous people. And so this indigenous scale flute is something that I got together with Kevin Locke, who is now passed away, but he was a Lakota man who was really big on sharing this old traditional tuning with the people. And this was one that he listened to when he was a kid, and it dates back, this scale, at least into the late 1800s. It could be earlier than that, but there's actual flutes that were kept as far back as the late 1800s of this scale. And so there's some people I know, including his wife and stuff, that are still have educational programs to help teach about Native culture, and this is included within that. And also, I am teaching the art of flute making of all kinds of flutes to some of my indigenous nephews over there on the reservation. And the idea is I train them, do the quality control, get them trained so they can make a legitimate business off of these, off of flutes, that they could make a business like I did. Help them get a name by offering their flutes on my website, of course, passing my quality control, and then offering that as a line of Singing Tree Flutes, you know, on my website that we both make money off of, and that's how, you know, that benefits Singing Tree Flutes by offering that. But I will teach them how to make flutes free of charge. So that's in the list. But we got products coming out. The singing bowls will be up soon. 4 new hand pans will be going up soon. We have already ordered our first Fujara flutes, those big bass Slovakian bass flutes. I've been wanting them for a long time, so we got our first Fujara on its way. We're working on developing and or carrying other product lines. Daduk. Really want to carry Daduks. We're looking into figuring out how we can do that soon. So be watching. New products on our website are going to start popping up. And also, we have a new album that we should be releasing soon, and probably do a live concert about that pretty soon. We're working on so many different things. So please keep a lookout, and we'll do some big promotions so that we can maybe take pre-orders on some of these new products that we carry. And these are going to be some of them, and we mentioned all the rest, I think. We got some big ideas, so stay tuned. Okay, F. This one is a North American Indigenous scale. Really, really beautiful. Which one of these went with it? That one?
It was the middle one.
if you don't know about this scale yet, you probably saw I was keeping this finger down some of the time. I was keeping this one down another time. This is the only flute that I make that plays both kind of minor vibes and major vibes in the same key. Because all the minor flutes that we make play a relative major. But this, depending on where you put your finger placement, can either play not like do, re, mi all the way up the scale, but if you were to say play an F major handpan with it, you would be able to play this flute beautifully with it by leaving this finger covered. If you leave the bottom finger covered and you know what you're doing, you can play that pentatonic minor. So I could play. And that goes with the F minor. That's pretty cool. I love that. All right, I didn't even tell the price.
Yeah.
$250 again. This one's $375 on our website. We sell these all the time. I mean, we probably get orders a couple times a week, and we're getting, usually, well, depending on the key, 4 to 5, I guess 4 to 500. So there you go, $250 for that one. I think that one's got a beautiful voice. All right, last but not least.
Last one.
Here we go. And then we'll go through.
Oh, someone says, I'll take the buffalo flute.
It's a good flute.
Buffalo flute's a great flute.
It's amazing flute. All right, and we had 3 432 hertz flutes. That's one of them.
Yes.
Okay. Is that Sander by any chance?
Who knows?
I don't know if it is, but
My,
she'll tell you what to do. But drop an email, drop your email address here in the chat, but also drop an email at Miguel at singingtreeflutes.com. So back to that gift that we had. Get with the leather flute bag, and I went up there and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give that away because I didn't even know. We've been just busy and running. Yesterday was my birthday, so I was busy fishing, honestly. But Maggie was out of town. We didn't get a lot of flute work done this week, but so I wasn't sure. I just was like, we'll find something to give away, and I saw that flute bag up there and was like, you know what, I don't use it. I haven't hardly used it. It was a great gift. And I said, oh, let's give that away. And I felt inside it, and this guy was in there. So I probably made this as an in-stock flute and just forgot to put it on the website because I stuffed it and hid it in this flute bag. So this gorgeous flute is made of lace wood. It's super rare that we make out of lace wood flutes. I think we saw that Paduk flute there. That has the lacewood end caps on it, that beautiful high B that we played earlier. This full body flute is lacewood, and it has walnut end caps, walnut flat sound block with this red tail hawk feather fetish made of Paduk. That's a design I must have made up probably, I don't know, 18, 20 years ago. Pretty sweet. This one is in F sharp, and we just rando found this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, normal because of the wood type. It's pretty rare wood. We would probably go somewhere between $825 and $925 on the website. And what were we gonna do? Yeah, okay. We're doing $625 tonight. So yeah, that's at least $200 off. I love it. Mid-range key of the heart, F sharp. All right. Play with a fan.
Boom, boom, boom.
Love it.
Boom. All right. We just got through all of those flutes. This is going to be getting close to the last chance. What time we got?
Yeah.
Yep. Is anybody interested in any of these flutes? You can always say, "Can I hear this one again?" What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back
Yes.
and show you all of them.
We have one person asking to see all of them.
All of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they just arrived late.
Oh, okay, sure. And so then we can say, "Oh, okay, can you play this one again?" You guys are welcome to do that. The first thing we were doing was this awesome hand pan with this flute for free. This thing we were doing, what did I say? $26.50, which is almost $1,000 off.
Yeah.
It's $900 off
Wow.
of this. And that's hard for me because you have to remember, I don't make these. I purchase these from another person. You know, so I mean, basically what I'm going to do with that is just re-up on that. I'm telling you, this F is my favorite hand pan. And this flute goes perfectly with it. Gets thrown in tonight with it. And after tomorrow, same thing. It just goes back on the website for the price I had it on there. Really, really special guy. Okay, that's that. And then we went on to showing you this pair that we have. They can be bought individually, but the discount is more at the pair. This one's normally $9.25 for this bass B minor flute, and that one here, what did we say we were doing? $6.25 on it. Did I say that?
Yeah, for the bass.
Yeah.
$6.50.
$6.50. Listen to me going lower, dude. If someone heard that and you want to keep me to it, I guess that's okay. And then this B. Normally, I think because of the exotic woods and all, I think we were doing $70.25 on my website, but this one we were going to drop to $5.25. Okay. I'll take the something. I can see it in the chat.
I'll take the pair.
Good idea. Okay, so yeah, this was, to me, this is really special. So that was discounted at an even $1,000. This one just sold. I'm going to do this little funny trick.
You can try this one. You get it at home. Boom, 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 boom.
Love it.
Hey, this goes in the soul pound. Well, I turned 52 years old yesterday. It's a good day. Went fishing with my sweetheart, Chrissy. She is so cool, dude. I've never had so much in common with a partner. I've been married twice, and all the love to both of my exes, you know what I mean? And I feel honored and blessed that, you know, when it was time to move on, we did it in a good way, you know what I mean? And in a loving way and in a graceful way. And I think sometimes, I feel so grateful for having all the relationships I've ever had, because that's how we learn and that's how we grow and that's how we understand who we are, and it helps us understand, who we are and all the things, like how to love better, all those things. Anyway, Chrissy is freaking amazing, and we have so much in common. And now she loves fishing too. Oh my God, man! And I get her out on the river trying to catch them steelhead and salmon, and that girl, she never wants to go home. I'm like, okay, you want to move to the next hole? Are you ready? No, doesn't work out. She's just over there focused, man. She's so determined to catch a fish. Boy, and she went to the bathroom the other day. Did I tell you that story?
Yes.
Dude, I tell everybody. I don't think she likes it that I tell this story too much. But we both had to go to the bathroom, and then we go to this new spot because we saw a couple people catch a couple steelhead down the way. So, hey, let's just try that spot. Go over there. And then she's like, you want to go to the bathroom first? I said, no, you go first. And I took her fishing pole, and I casted it in this spot, and I hooked this big old 8-pound steelhead, man. It was like 28 inches. Super chromer, beautiful fish. And she got back, and it was laying on the bank, and she just was like, oh, super jelly, super jealous. And then she fished for the next 2 hours, just so focused. But she didn't get one yet. Anyway, okay. What are we doing next? I'm showing you what else we got. Anything else anybody asking about before I move on?
Nope, not yet. Review.
This amazing triple drone flute. This is in G sharp, 440 hertz. It's got yours truly's ancestral designs on there, the Taino designs. It's got Buckeye end caps. I don't even think I mentioned that before. Buckeye burl is super cool looking stuff. Probably got some turquoise inlay banged out throughout there. There's some. Boom. Really beautiful Alaskan cedar body with all this wood burn art. We have Guaban Sesh here. We have the sacred turtle here. We have our sacred bird here. We have our Taino sun. We have our coqui frog there. Oh yeah. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Boricua flute. All right. This one was G sharp with the E flat drone. Boom. We took $1,000 off of that. We said we'd sell it tonight for $22.50. We can give you free shipping on that too. Basically what that means is you're getting this flute with the artwork free. And boy, that artwork took me forever, especially because I'm going blind, man. I got to wear those little glasses and try to see everything that I'm doing. No, it was good. It takes a long time to do that artwork. Definitely, I would say longer than the flute for sure. So $22.50 for that one. Next one we had was G432 hertz Arabian. Okay. Chrissy makes the same sounds I do all the time too. She does that all the time. That was one of the things that was freaky that we had in Cairo. We're always going. All right. Anyway, G432 hertz. Always got that big hole right here, down here. Sweet Arabian tone, gets a little bit of a high octave register if you know how to do it. Play it, blow a little hard. Offered that for $250. That's, what is it normally, $395? Bam. $250 for this one. Okay. If anybody wants it, I can do it for $225. That's fine. All right. I'll go back to this one. We just did this one. This is an FNAI. This one's normally $375. Did we say? Or $395.
$375 normally.
Yep. We can do, on either of the no frills flutes, we can do $225. Usually our alternative scales, the non-NAFs, go for more, but now we're pricing them lower than our normal retail for just our normal NAFs. So this one is the FNAF, NAI, sorry, North American Indigenous. going through them. I'm almost through them.
Yeah.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I think this one might be my favorite of the night. This one is like, yo, dude. So, C4 32 hertz Aeolian on the far right barrel. B flat drone in the center barrel. G drone in the long barrel. I know this is kind of expensive flutes, some of these things, but still we're offering them at big discounts tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This one we're doing 600 off, did we say?
So.
$600 off, doing this for $12.50. This thing is crazy, dude. I've never made anything like it. So, I'm gonna play it again. I think this is my favorite chord with all those three drones. That phrasing, just I love it. It reminds me of it's a funny thing that it reminds me of. What is that song? What is that song? It's like a love song. It's like a old school love song that I can't. Anyway, whatever.
It's gonna
Doesn't
haunt me
matter.
now.
Yeah. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eye off you. That one.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Too good to be true. Four Seasons.
That's what it reminds me of. Crazy flute. Okay.
Crazy.
All right. Whoever, someone has to go through all of them. This was the last one. This is the one we started with. So if you just got here, this one is F sharp. Normally somewhere between 720. What is it? Maybe 725, 825. Can't remember.
For the feather, 825 is
Yep.
for the original.
Yep, because of the exotic woods, lacewood, walnut, and padauk with the red tail feather.
Mhm.
F sharp, and
625.
we said 625. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Well, guess what? All right, we're almost there. She keeps popping over to these chats, popping back and forth to some other things. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I think we're gonna. Is there anybody that wants to look at one more flute out there? There's one more. It just came in the mail today, and I didn't show it yet because I thought this would be enough, but it might just find a home with one of y'all. It's actually a pretty dang sweet flute. I was just telling Maggie, man, we just put it on the website. We sell those so easy anyway. So, last chance. You guys sure you don't want any of these? I will let you make me an offer. I can only say yes or no. If there's anything that you like, but you're like, ooh, that's a smidge too high for me still, you can make an offer. That's okay. My biggest number one thing. Hi, Chrissy. Hi. There she is. She's back in the house. She's still watering the garden. I can hear her. Hey, make sure take care of yourself. Eat some food, whatever you need to do for yourself there, my dear. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What was I saying?
Yeah, so you can make an offer if
Yeah. Did anybody like those, but you thought it, was out of your budget? Whatever, make me an offer. F sharp, lacewood. We have two no frills. One is Western Cedar NAI F minor. Another one G432 Arabian. I had that extended high octave range. The two triple drone flutes, which were our high end pieces. Yep. Which I'm not gonna say any more about that. Okay. Anybody curious about that last one? I mean, what the heck?
show them. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but
Yep.
yeah.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. It's a little out of my reach, so just give me 1 sec. And so I'm only gonna guess. I think this one's like somewhere around $575 on our website.
Okay.
$575 on our website. Aromatic cedar drone flute. This thing here, a lot of people pre-order these. We have a ton of these to make. This, I don't even know how this happened. I had a guy who's not a customer tell me they had a box in their mail or in their garage with no label on it that had one of our flutes on it. And he saw the Singing Tree Flutes thing and he looked up Singing Tree Flutes and said, I don't know how this got there, but this is in my garage. It's probably been there for 2 or 3 months, he said. And it's in perfect condition. It was in the box. Beautiful flute. And I think what it was is a customer pre-ordered it, made it, we made it, we sent it, it got lost, we sent another one, and now it's back. And so we have people that have ordered F sharps that are waiting and G440 that are waiting, but this G432 Hertz, we don't have anybody in line that had ordered one. So this is available now with no wait. And I think I will do $425 for this really sweet sounding drone flute. G432 Hertz. Got her?
432 hertz.
So I'll tell you that. Sound quality wise, I think this one might be my second favorite. The first one I already sold. This thing's sweet.
Yeah,
This thing sounds sweet.
it's beautiful.
Okay, guys, that's all of them. That's all she wrote. I think, what am I going to do? I'm going to say thank y'all for being here. Awesome. We sold a couple flutes. That's awesome. We spread a little bit more awareness of Wawa. That's what this main agenda was here today. If you chimed in now and you didn't hear, you can listen back to this. I don't know how the chat works. It seems like the chat ends on these lives,
Yeah.
but hopefully we can add a description to it later. But the whole point of this evening is to try to generate a little bit more funds to our nonprofit organization, Wawa, to help us in the indigenous ceremonies. It's all donation based. A lot of it comes out of just a couple of our pockets. And, we have big dreams and big aspirations, but we don't have a lot of funds. So anything that we can, raise that, helps us, is just the more that we can get, the more that we can do to help the people. And any of you who are Singing Tree Flutes followers can know in your heart that you are supporting this on some level, because me being able to be a flute maker and running off to all these different ceremonies, there's no way I could have a 9-to-5 job and be able to serve the community in the way that we do. There's no way that I'd be able to legitimately do that I would say a third of my life at least is indigenous ceremonies and helping people in their healing process and all that stuff. Oh, my cutie's just over there smiling at me. Want to come say hi and show them your front side now? Why not? Come on, just stick your little face in there, say hi. There's Chrissy. She's the best. She's the freaking best. We're still on here. Oh.
And a friendly reminder too is donations. Yes, in order to get these discounts.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. So if any of you chimed on late, know that to qualify for these discounts, it is you're supposed to give us your email. You have to anyway to give you an invoice, and we can give you a link, and you can make a donation, and that donation automatically includes you. So all those people that donated that already won a gift today or whatever, everybody who has donated is entered automatically to win these 2 flutes. Any donation gets you this G minor flute. Any donation or $50 or more donation gets you this eagle flute that's 432 Hz F sharp that is valued at about $825, I think is what I was saying.
We
Okay.
sold the FNAI there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Do I know any of these folks?
I'm not quite sure. Jeremy Garcia?
That sounds familiar. I'm not sure. I know a few Garcias. Tony Garcia, he's another guy that was a big part of our ceremonies. Passed away last year. Yeah, take care. His niece is a big part of our ceremonies. One of those kids I watched grow up in ceremonies. Okay, well, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to play a last farewell song. Thanks everybody for chiming in. Sorry it didn't start off the way that we thought it was gonna. I'm sure that our poor helpers over there are feeling pretty upset and sad about what went down there, but technical stuff, it is what it is. And I think we did okay. And I just chattered my little butt off, so you can always come back and listen to that if you want to, but I think I shared a lot of pretty good and fun information. All right, so we're going to play one more song, and then we're going to check the chat here. I think we end the way we started, because I like that hand pan song.
Okay.
Hi, sweetie. She's just in there smiling at me. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. Yeah, you could just sit. And then I'm going to say right before we go, what's still available? I'm going to say it one more time, shouting it out. G, 432 Hertz Hijaz. We said we could do 225. Triple drone Taino vibes, G sharp E flat, $1,000 off. That's $2,250. That crazy C, 432 Hertz Aeolian with the G drone and the B flat drone. Chrissy likes that one a lot. And that one we were taking 600 off. That's $1,250. We got. And anybody can make an offer, but this is your last chance because we're playing one last song. F sharp Lacewood. This one didn't even make the website yet. What did we say we could do that for? I said $625.
Oh, the feather one? Yes. This is $625.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
And the FNAI sold.
Yep. And then this one. What did I say on this one? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I think,
$425.
yeah, $425. That's amazing for this flute. I love this guy. Sounds super clear. Okay, I think that's it.
Okay.
And remember, if you donate.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie.
Hello.
Oh, you coming
Do
in?
you want to play this?
No. Okay. You want to do that? Just go take a look. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing. Yeah, pop it onto the other thing to the chat so she can see.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
We're just using that as our way to keep track of our sales. But see, this chat here is how we can find out if anybody... Anytime there's a YouTube live, there's a chat, which the whole public has access to. And so we can just communicate with them right there. Okay.
How's this sounding real quick?
Okay, she's doing... Sounds good to me.
Good. Okay.
I'm gonna say, oh wait, I think I just said it. Remember, Sunday, the winner of these 2 flutes is going to be revealed. Whoa, there goes Finch the dog. Sorry, he broke your flute. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't break my flute. All right, and then, what else was I gonna say? But I'm gonna announce it on Monday. That's what I was gonna say, because we're gonna be on the road on Sunday. So you'll get an email. The winner will get an email, but I'll announce it all to everybody on all the platforms: YouTube, email, and Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna get this thing going here. We'll play a little handpan and a little flute. And last chance. And otherwise, we're just gonna play this. We're gonna thank you for joining us this evening. Wishing you a happy weekend and blessings in your everyday. And yeah, just thanks for everything. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Anything happen in the chats?
Looks like people have been off to bed.
Sounds good.
Sweet dreams. Oh.
Oh, well, that's right. You got to turn it off.
Yeah.
Check y'all later. Thanks for chiming in. Bye.
Bye.